All right, welcome everybody. Here we are, personal power. Whew, Kali, are you guys feeling the energy moving in your life? Like a change happening? I'm really feeling it. So this code is a little different because we're not just going through the mental processes. We are working with embodying the energy of personal power. And it might show up in behaviors almost that are not normal for you. That might be that you're speaking up more, that you're just like done with stuff, that you're telling people how you really, really feel, that you might be more enraged or feeling a need to take action towards some things that perhaps you in the past would be complacent about or would brush off. So this energy, it might actually be coming up and giving you more energy, or it may be making you feel depleted because there's a lot that wants to come up that we don't really want to look at. There could be a sexual energy that will come up. You might feel more sexy because this energy is really working with those lower chakras, and it's going to move the kundalini. It's going to open things up, and anywhere in your body where you're holding resistance, it's going to find it. So Kali and Sekhmet's energy is an energy where there's no place to hide. And I know that our last transmission was kind of intense, right? They were kind of like up in your face. I haven't mustered up the courage to look at that transmission yet because I can't imagine what I look like. But it's really about allowing yourself to break free, to shatter parts of yourself where you're keeping yourself small. So there's a lot to cover in this code. There's no way that we're going to cover personal power, Kali, Sekhmet in a couple weeks. So I'm trying to kind of zoom in here on where we can go with this. And also maybe reconfiguring the codes a bit so that maybe we stay a little longer on certain codes and flow with it. Hold on one moment. My battery. Okay. So the things that I would really like to cover, and you guys, please feel free to send me a personal email or to throw in the chat in terms of personal power. But what they're showing me is they want to constrict us, tie us up almost, and force us to break out of it. Recognizing where we're already tied up, where we're already constricted, where we're already bound. And so some of the obvious ones are being bound with not being able to see, right? What is it that you don't want to see that you're hiding from yourself, that you don't want to look at? It's really an interesting thing to ask yourself. So sometimes we live in a fantasy world, especially when we are light workers and we're manifesting and creating, right? Because we want to embody the vibration of what we want to create. But in order to embody the vibration of what we want to create, we can't create anything from, of course, the consciousness of what we've created before was created from. We have to change, right? We know that. So in order to change, we have to work with the personal power energy, which means we're working with these archetypes of Kali and Sekhmet, which require us to have this radical honesty, this willingness to look deeply at truth. What is true? And what are we hiding from ourselves? So examples could be, you might be telling yourself that you're in really good financial shape and that everything's fine. But have you really looked at your bank account? Have you really looked at the statements? Have you really looked at how much money's going out and how much money's going in? Have you really looked at what your savings account looks like? Are you afraid to actually look at it? Are you fearful so that you're just pretending and manifesting something else, but you're not starting from a point of radical honesty? Where am I now? Facing it with courage. Could be the same thing with your body. You might be telling yourself that you're doing everything to be healthy and to stay in shape. And I was with somebody the other day and she said to me, I've tried everything. I've done everything. I do everything to get better and nothing works. I try everything. And I was like, oh, I'm really sorry to hear that. But when I look at her, she's eating junk food. She's feeding her kids sugar all day long. She's eating sugar all day long. She's not getting up. She's not moving. She has an opportunity to work with different things and she doesn't do it. So is she radically doing everything that she can? I don't know. Am I going to point that out? I don't think so. But the fact of the matter is that sometimes we have to be radically honest with ourselves. Are we really doing everything we can? Do we not want to look at it? Are we convincing ourselves of something other than what actually is? So that's not kind of fun. Do we want to, what is it in our relationship we don't want to see? I was with a client the other day and she was telling me this beautiful fantasy about, so she met this guy a few months ago and he's so wonderful and that she just got pregnant and they're going to have a baby. And I was like, oh, that's so amazing. And the next day I hear from her and she says, you know, this man who's in my life is physically and emotionally abusive and I had to call the cops on him last night. And I said, oh, is this some like an out of the blue thing that has just happened? She said, no, he's been doing this for months and he's a full-blown alcoholic. And I'm like, okay. So what she said to me yesterday did not match what at all was the reality. She wanted the reality to have a white picket fence and to go forward with the situation. And of course, we all want those things, but sometimes we can be in denial of what's actually true. And then when we're in denial of what's actually true, we're not operating from a place of authenticity to move forward in our best interest. So just asking yourself to look at, we're going to work with that energy today of, is it safe for me to see things in my life that I've been avoiding or hiding or not wanting to see about myself and about other people? And if it is safe and I can feel safe, am I willing to look at it? The other piece that we want to work on, and maybe we'll do that tomorrow, is we're going to work with the authenticity around speaking our truth. That's a huge one. And Kali's energy with the tongue and with the roar of Sekhmet, we'll work with that tomorrow. And it's the same question. And is it safe for me to speak my truth? Am I willing to speak my truth? What will happen if I speak my truth? Do I even know what my truth is? Am I so used to saying what other people want me to say that I don't even know anymore what's true and what's not true? And then am I willing to speak my truth? And I have found with this Kali energy, speaking my truth has been a little bit out of control. I've been like really going for it. And I have a tendency to kind of repress or be a gentle soul and kind of keep things like this. This whole thing that came up with the situation in Ohio, I was just like angry, and I just was like, this is not okay. And so it's that Kali energy that almost brings up some rage that we need. How can we create change in our lives and in the world if we're not willing to allow ourselves to feel that energy that's a little bit angry or a little bit rageful in a way? I'll give another personal example. Oh, and if Eileen, if you're on the call, any personal examples, please do not add into the PDFs, into written material. This is just for this group. I found out last night there was a death in my extended family. And so somebody in my family I called to say, oh, what time is the funeral? It's a 3-hour drive. We're going to be going up on Wednesday, blah, blah, blah. And he said, oh, I'm not going. I have plans to go to Florida. And I was like, oh, okay. And so for him, it's his kid's grandfather who died, and they are devastated. And he said, but I can mourn in my own way. And I was like, really? It's not about you. It's about being there for your kids. And there was something in my old self that would be like, oh, okay, well, enjoy your trip in Florida, and thinking in the back and then getting off the phone and being like, can you believe that guy? I said to him, it's not about you. It's about your children. It's about an example that you're there. People only die once. You show up. Those are the things you show up for. It's not about your grieving process. It's about being there for somebody else. It's about showing your kids that that's what you do. It's about being an example. It's like, you know, man up a little bit. That's what I felt like saying. And that was like the Kali in me was like coming out. And he was like, oh, well, I had this planned trip. And I'm like, yo, I don't think your in-law meant to die yesterday. It's just like stuff happens. So that willingness, sometimes we need, if we love somebody, it's okay to just call them out. And so this energy may be exaggerated. I may have overreacted, right? It could create some overreaction in you. But sometimes we need to over expand ourselves and really saying what's real and true to kind of get used to that energy, to push the envelope, to get the energy to go out here. And then we can rein it back in. But if we've always kind of been in here, not wanting to, you know, upset things, not walking on eggshells. How many of you walk on eggshells around certain people? That's a huge one, right? And sometimes that's necessary because they're so explosive and there's not going to, change isn't going to happen, that's how you choose to maintain some type of connection. But where is it that you're walking on eggshells, where there really is some room to express your authenticity and you just don't want to deal with a pushback, or you don't want to deal with how they're going to perceive you, if you're going to hurt their feelings. But like in this situation here with this, for me, it was like, really, come on. This is what you do. You go to weddings, you go to funerals, you know, when somebody's in the emergency room, you show up. There's certain things in life that you just, you might have a headache and not feel like it, or you had a trip plan, you figure it out, you push through a little. That's different than pushing yourself all the time and being an over pleaser, not taking care of yourself. But there are moments in life where we show up for those that we love. And I just wanted to say to this person, come on. So if that's coming up in you guys, it's okay. I want you to express that. So we're going to try to get through 4 categories. 1, seeing what we don't want to look at, what we don't want to see, saying what we want to say and we're not saying. And we're going to go into some of those lower quadrant areas here in our sexual center, a place that people don't want to think about or touch or deal with, because it is part of the Kali energy. We kind of have to go there. And we're also going to go into where are we conforming to society, to rules, to what other people expect of us, that really are no longer in alignment with who we are authentically. And are we willing to break free of those things? So those are the 4 areas. We're not going to be able to cover them all this week. This class will spill into next week. And we'll go from there. Okay. So just keep writing on the top of your journal, radically honest. I'm radically honest with myself. I'm radically honest with others. I'm willing to see what I may not want to see. I'm willing to say what I may not have been willing before to say. And of course, keep it in check. I don't mean you to go off being a raving maniac, telling everybody every feeling you have in an exaggerated and expressive way, but start to pay attention. All right, so let's go into meditation. I have a feeling that we're going to work today with both Sekhmet and Kali's energy. And personal power is about, yes, I am here to guide you guys through this process, but ultimately it is about you, and it's about you and your process and your willingness to go into dark places, into hidden places, and places that perhaps you haven't wanted to look at for a while, and look at it, and then to make a choice if you are willing or not willing to do it. And that's up to you. And there's no judgment. If you're not ready to do that, that's okay. So you're going to have an opportunity through the meditation to ask yourself permission. Am I willing, and do I want to do this? And if the answer rises up, no, that's okay. You can just sit and feel Kali and Sekhmet's energy, and that's enough. So as I know, this is an intense code. Okay. All right. Sound good, everybody? Let me drop into meditation, and I want you to just embody, feel the essence of these goddesses. They're so like, right there, right? They're so beautiful. Okay. I'm going to tone. I'll be right back. Oh, oh, oh. Taking a nice deep breath, moving into your body, aligning with the energy and frequency of your power. Breathing in life, releasing and letting go of stress, allowing your shoulders to drop, allowing your whole body to fall down, allowing yourself to soften, to let go, to release, to allow, to open up. Breathing in the beauty and the energy force of life itself, and let going of any stagnant or old energy. Coming into the presence of the here and now. You are here. You are here now. You are here now in your body, consciously choosing to be here in this moment, consciously choosing to listen to this transmission, consciously choosing to step more and more into your power, feeling the divinity that lies within, aligning with your authentic and true nature, beginning to feel the container that is being held for you, the container of the group, the container of Shiva, the container of the divine masculine, the container that holds and embraces you in this deep and profound shadow work, attuning to the protective forces, connecting with Archangel Michael and his energy, aligning with Saint Germain and all the powerful beings that are here supporting, alchemizing, and transmuting energies as you move through these processes. This is a willingness today to see, to look, to push away the veil, to open the door, to look beyond the obvious, to travel deep into the dark recesses of your being, to be honest and authentic with who you are. Dropping down now into the body, aware of how to move your consciousness. Allow your consciousness to drop down into the bowels, into the energy there, the darkness, the pelvic bowl, the womb area, the seat of creation, where there is nothing and yet everything. Allowing yourself to drop even further down, moving down into the earth, feeling your body becoming heavier and heavier, perhaps opening up and swirling or moving the body in any way it is wanting, moving the pelvic area, opening up spaciousness, letting go of old and stagnant energy, freeing yourself, expanding yourself, dropping down into the earth, and yet at the same time moving as if you're spiraling down into the earth, or you're drilling down into her, moving through the bedrock, continuing to drop down further and further until you feel that you are approaching a dark cave. You are at the edge of the cave. Do not be afraid of it. You do not have a lantern. You have no way of seeing, but somehow there is a courage that is rising in you, a willingness to go into the unknown, a willingness to explore in the darkness, to travel, to move into the deep recesses of your being. Moving into the cave now, just trust that you are safe. Feel the darkness. You cannot see anything. You cannot see the hand in front of you, but you are just moving. Continue moving through and walking deeper and deeper into the cave. Keep going. Just know that there's a passage there, that the doorway and the space is open for you, and that you can keep moving through it. There are no obstacles in your way. You're traveling through the cave. And as you are traveling through the cave, start to feel a sense, a presence of something. You cannot see anything, but you feel a presence. There are two energies present right now for you. You can guess who they are. Sense their energy. Begin to tune into them. You are in this dark space, and they are there. Feel the presence of Kali. Feel her energy. You cannot see her. There may be a slight outline as the blueness of her skin glows in the dark. You might feel some movement around her as she is dancing. You can feel her strength, her energy. Allow yourself to simply become familiar with her presence, with her fierce love that she has for you. Just aware of her, aware that she loves you in a way that you haven't been loved before, in a way that she forces you to grow, to be the best version of yourself. Sensing her presence, begin to bring your awareness now to the other side. Feel Sekhmet's energy. Again, the cave is so dark, it is the presence that you are feeling, the spirit of Sekhmet. There may be a little flickering of light that flashes from the fire within her, but yet it is mostly dark. You feel her strength, her steadiness, her courage, her power. and her fierce love for you. They both are here, witnessing you, loving you completely and fully. They've come today to ask you to move into sacred ceremony with them. They've come to lift the veil. They've come to open your eyes. They've come for you to see places that you have not wanted to see. They're asking for radical honesty and vision, that you may see with your sight clarity, the frequency of authenticity and truth. To be true to yourself, to be honest with yourself, to see perhaps what you have hidden, to look at what you are afraid to see. This willingness to see may force change, but that change will ignite something in you and awaken you to your true essence. It's forcing you to grow, to expand, for your consciousness to elevate, for your frequency to rise. The light where you are starts to slowly rise, as if your eyes are adjusting to the darkness. And you are aware of Kali as her form begins to become more present for you. The movement of her, the dancing that she does, the flowing of her hair, the fierceness of her love. And Sekhmet, looking at the lioness vibration, aware of the ankh of life upon her, the staff in her hand, the cobra at her crown, the fire in her belly. Sekhmet comes over to you now, standing right in front of you. Right in front of you, look into her eyes. She says to you, look around, you're here in the temple in ancient Egypt. This is my sacred holy place. Many come here to visit me, and I give them strength. But you are visiting me here in a different dimension, a place where others have not come. The inner temple that is private, that is my own, that allows me to see what others cannot see, allows me to pierce into the essence of your soul, allows me to go behind your masks and facades. There is nothing that you can hide, for I see everything. And today I invite you to see what you have not wanted to look at. And with that, as you look at Sekhmet, you see that she is holding a black cloth in one of her hands. And she asks you, may I blindfold you? And trusting and knowing that she has your best interest at hand, you agree to this. Or perhaps you don't agree and you just want to sit here with her. But if you agree, she takes the fold and ties it behind you in a little knot behind your head, and things are black again. She says, feel the darkness. Tune inward. Go inside. Travel into the parts of yourself that you did not want to or do not want to see, the parts that you are hiding from yourself. And as you are there sitting with this blindfold, Kali moves into another space, preparing something. You feel movement happening around you as if something is occurring. Knowing that you are sitting in an Egyptian temple with the great goddesses. And with that, Sekhmet lifts something from the floor that allows her to wave it like a wand. It is a special stone, and as she waves it, it turns something on in the temple as the light shifts and eyes of Horus appear all around in a circle. And you are surrounded by them. She's telling you this. You cannot see the eyes. They are gold and they are lit. And they are creating a ring in the temple. They have multiplied into many. She tells you everything has been put in place now. And that the Eye of Horus is here so that you may see through it into a place where you peer into your own life, where you see your life from a new perspective, where you are willing to look at the truth. You feel her pushing you closer to something, like you're up against a stone wall. And she lets you know that you are sitting on a stone in a temple, blindfolded, and you have been pushed up against the wall. Pushed right up as if you are facing the wall. And right in front of you is the Eye of Horus. And this Eye of Horus that has been placed there is directly in front of your eyes. Both of your eyes and your third eye. It is level to your eyes. But you are blindfolded and you cannot see it. But Sekhmet informs you that it is right there. It is a magical eye, and only she is able to place it in such a way. It is right there. She tells you, I am going now to take off the blindfold. And you will see the eye. It is closed, but you will know it is there. And you get to decide if you want to open it, if you want to pierce through, if you want to see what I see through the eyes of Horus, if you want to see the truth of what perhaps you have hidden from yourself. And if you are ready, she removes the blindfold, and the eye is right there in front of you, but it is closed. It is safe for you to look through the Eye of Horus. The question is, do you feel safe? And are you willing to look? Are you willing to see what you have hidden from yourself? If you are, it is only you, through your own divine will, free will, and the power that resides in you, you get to decide and choose if you want to see through the Eye of Horus. If you do, you will say and repeat now, I am safe to see what I have hidden from myself. I am willing to see for my highest good what I have hidden from myself. I choose to see for my highest good what I have hidden from myself. I choose and command and demand now that the Eye of Horus opens and that I may pierce through the eye and see from a new perspective my life. If you have agreed to this, the eye will slowly begin to open upon the stone wall. And as it opens, you get to look through it as if you are looking through a lens into another world, except this world has you in it, and it is your life. You are looking through the lens of the Eye of Horus, and through that lens, you can only see what is real and true. You're going to be asked to look at a few categories to honestly see what is true. Honestly see and look at yourself. Do you take care of yourself? Honestly. Do you honestly love your body? Do not judge yourself. Do not blame yourself. You're simply willing to radically be honest and see. It is an exercise in seeing. See where you are now on your journey. In this moment, and now the eye changes its angle a bit and is asking you to look through the lens again and to see your finances. Look at them with real honesty. Where are you at? Are you in alignment and in integrity with your means? Are you afraid to look at debt? Do you overspend? Do you oversave? Are you in balance? Do you feel worthy of money? Looking honestly at your relationship with it. Have you been hiding something from yourself? Are you afraid to really see it? Is there something that you can see now? And now that you see it, that you could change? No judgment, no shame, no guilt, just truth. Truth. What is really true? What is really accurate? What is the real situation? And now the angle changes again. You're looking through the eyes of Horus. It's a lot to see. Look now at your relationships. Is there something you are hiding? Is there something that you don't want to see in someone? Are you pretending that things are different than they are? What is real? What is true? Radically honest with yourself. Turning the angle again to slightly looking through the lens of your work. Are you working toward what you love? Where is your energy going? Be radically honest with yourself. Are you procrastinating? Are you distracting? Are you putting your attention somewhere else so you don't have to face and push through what needs to be done? Are you in alignment with your purpose? True honesty. See where you are. What wants to be revealed? What wants to be seen? And now the eye becomes even wider, as if the lens is panoramic and you are looking at your whole life and everything. And you are really seeing what is true. You are being faced to look. Allow the energy to move. Sense that Kali is there. She is on the other side of the temple wall. She is on the side with you. She is with you. She sees what you are seeing, and yet she's smiling, and she's dancing, and she's weaving in through all that is being revealed. She is opening it up in you. She is opening up the hidden dark places. She is inviting you to look at them. She's inviting you to see. She's inviting you to grow. She's inviting you to change. She's inviting you to be the best version of who you are. She sees you in your highest form. She sees you in your power. She sees you in your divinity. She sees the highest aspect of your presence. And she sees that as you see these parts that are here to grow, to shift, to change, as you are willing to look at them, she holds your hand and you dance with her in deep celebration. She's so delighted. She says, come play, dance with me. Let's celebrate that you are willing now to look, that you are willing to see. Let the energy move through you. Let the energy move into those hidden places. Let the energy go wherever it wants to go. Let the light shine on any dark places that need to be revealed. Let the light come in now. Let the light allow you to grow. Let the light nurture you. Let the water flow. Let the energy move, awaken, break free, open up, let go, and allow yourself to grow. Allow yourself to push through the cracks of cement, that the bud may move through it, that the grass may rise, that the flower may burst up, that it may bloom, that you may allow it to see the light. She says, do not be afraid to look in the dark. Do not be afraid to expose it to the light. Do not be afraid to see what is true now. Do not be afraid of it. Do not judge it. Do not hurt yourself from it. Do not feel shame of it. Just be real, that that's what it is. And in the realness, in the rawness, in the trueness of it, the light can now shine in there. The light can now find its way so that you may grow. Allow the light to come in. Allow the light to shine on what you don't want to see. Be courageous enough to look, to see, to expose, to be real, to be true, to be honest, to grow. This is how you grow. This is how you expand. This is how you become real. This is the truth. The truth gives you freedom to grow. For Kali is here to invoke change. You cannot hide from her. You cannot be small. You cannot pretend. You cannot wear your mask. She rips it from you. She severs it. And there you are in the rawness of what is true, with a willingness to choose to see, to be honest with yourself, and then to play with grace and celebration in the dancing energies and joy of creation, that through this you birth new things, that through your willingness to see new beginnings bud. There you are. Everything is exposed. And as it is exposed, the light and the fire of the great central sun The light from the disk of Sekhmet shines on you. And the light begins to create healing. The damp, dark, hidden, old energies are being exposed now to the light. It is drying it up. It is soaking it up. It is sending life force into it. And from that, you are growing. You are expanding. You are alive. There you are in the light now. It is bright. It is raw. It is real. There's nowhere to hide. It is true. It is who you are. As if you have been found naked and exposed, standing there. Be okay with the nakedness. Be okay with the vulnerability. Be okay with the truth. Love yourself. Love who and what you are in this moment, in all the imperfections, in all the hiding, in all the procrastinating, in all the playing small, in all the debt, in all of whatever you may feel ashamed of. Love yourself in all of that. Allow the light to come in. And take just a few moments now and just allow yourself to be naked and to bathe in the light. And to know that you're okay, that it's safe to see the truth. And that you're courageous enough, that you took a leap of faith to see what you didn't want to see. And now you're feeling the celebration of that courage. Just be and enjoy the soaking up now of the sunlight, the freedom. This energy is going to stay like this, open, with the light coming in. You move through the eyes of Horus, and you are in your life now, exposing and seeing what is true. Absorbing the light. Because the light is increasing your frequency so that your creation may grow. What you have planted by the tree has more light now, more nutrients. It is being nourished now in this new willingness to expose it to more light. It is growing. It has been set in motion now to grow, to expand, to bloom. The seed of your creation is alive. And so today, may you see with eyes that allow you to really see what is true, what is authentic, what is real, what is raw. And may the exposed light that shows you this realness be the impetus for change and growth, so that the blooming of your creation may come to fruition. And so it is.